Today, we're going to delve into the fascinating world of goal setting and why it's important to update our goals when needed. But before we dive in, I want to remind you that when you set goals, they're not set in stone. As a matter of fact, I want you to think of them as very dynamic, as they're going to change as we grow and as we learn and face new opportunities and challenges in our lives. In fact, updating our goals is the key aspect of personal and professional development. And today, we'll explore a powerful framework that I call the 6 R's that can guide us through the process of updating our goals. So, grab your coffee, your tea, whatever it is you're drinking, and let's get started. Welcome to the Do More podcast, where we explore strategies and insights to help you maximize your productivity, lead with purpose, and achieve your goals. Hi, I'm your host, Ben, from benribble.com Coaching, where we focus on 3 foundational pillars, and those pillars are leadership, productivity, and organization. Now, let's jump right into the 6 R's. So the first R in our framework is review. Review. Our lives are a little bit of a journey, and our goals are the destination, right? But sometimes roads get blocked or detours appear. It seems out of nowhere. And when we regularly review our goals, that allows us to assess our progress and determine if they're still aligned with our values and our aspirations and really our current circumstances. So take some time to reflect on your goals and evaluate whether they still resonate with you. I mean, ask yourself this question: do these goals still serve my purpose? Are they in line with my long-term vision? Remember, it's not about the destination alone. This is key. It's about the joy in the journey. Yeah, getting there is great, but the journey is just as important. And as motivational speaker Tony Robbins once said, setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. Now, let's say, for example, that maybe you set a goal to lose some weight, and you had a good month of your new exercise routine under your belt, and you were really hitting it. You were just really going to it. But you experience a knee injury, and that forces you to change your exercise routine. Womp, womp, womp. Now our goal is shot, right? By reviewing your goal, you might come to the realization that shifting your focus to a balanced diet could still lead you to your success. Maybe it's not so much about the exercise now. Don't lose sight of the end goal and that there are many, many different paths to get us where we're going. Remember, detours are it's a change in your path. It's not shutting it off or making you stop heading towards your destination altogether. Okay? And then once you've reviewed your goals, now, friends, it's time for the second R, which is rejoice. I want you to picture this. You've reached a checkpoint on your goal-setting journey. It's important that you stop and take a moment and celebrate that success. Celebrate your progress. And celebrate your accomplishments and the progress that you've made so far, no matter how small. Recognizing your achievements fuels motivation, and it reminds you of your true potential. Give yourself credit for the milestones that you've reached, friends. You did it. You're working, you're making progress. And remember that celebrating your wins is essential for maintaining momentum on your journey. Imagine, for example, that you started a side hustle. And that first sale, no matter how small or how tiny or how long it took you to accomplish, it felt like a victory. I want you to embrace that feeling. As author Brené Brown wisely puts it, joy comes to us in ordinary moments, and we risk missing out when we get too busy chasing down the extraordinary. Rejoice, friends, in the joy of those ordinary moments. All right, now that we have reviewed and rejoiced, it's time for our third R, recommit. Now, I know life's distractions can sometimes steer us off course, but we can recommit to our goals, and it's like realigning your sails on a sailboat. Puts the wind right back into them. Now, this step involves reaffirming your commitment to the goals that still resonate with you. That's the key. They still have to be relevant, and they still have to resonate with you. So ask yourself, am I willing to dedicate the necessary time, energy, and resources to pursue these goals? Am I still willing to do that? And if the answer is yes, well, friends, it's time to reignite your passion. It's time to get back after it and commit again to that goal. Remember that challenges are a part of life, and that makes the success all that much sweeter. John Maxwell said, "You don't overcome challenges by making them smaller, but instead by making yourself bigger." So recommit to your goals and resolve to overcome the roadblocks that are in your way and become bigger than you were before. Grow in your resolution to achieve these goals.
Are you ready to unlock your full potential? This episode of the Do More podcast is brought to you by the Smarter Goal Setting course. Elevate your aspirations, amplify your achievements. Visit benribble.com/smartergoals and embark on a journey of transformation today. Don't wait. Start setting smarter goals today for a brighter tomorrow.
Now, that brings us to our fourth R, revise. Diamonds don't start out as the perfectly shaped, polished stones that we're accustomed to seeing in wedding rings or on wedding bands. They have to go through a process of being reshaped and polished and refined. And our goals may need that same type of attention. Because as we evolve, our goals might have to be adjusted to reflect our changing priorities and our circumstances. And it's essential to be flexible and open to tweaking or completely revamping your goals altogether. And when we revise our goals, we ensure that they remain relevant and that they're still going to inspire us and that we still are able to achieve them. Remember, friends, it is not a sign of failure to revise your goals. As a matter of fact, it's quite the opposite. It is a sign of growth and adaptability. So get out there, review your goals, and revise them. Now, on to the fifth R in our framework. This one is replace. Now, I have a very strict policy, enforced by my wife, as a matter of fact, that anytime that I get a new item in my wardrobe, that something has to go to make room for this new item. Do I always follow it? No. Do I wish that I did? Yes, because my wardrobe gets overflowing and it starts bursting at the seams because I have so much stuff in there that it becomes overwhelming. And just like my closet, when we have new goals, we have to get rid of the irrelevant goals, the old goals, the ones that don't align anymore, and we embrace fully the new goals that have replaced those old ones. Cut down on the clutter in your proverbial goal closet and get rid of the old, the ones that are holding you back, and replace them with the new, more relevant goals. And friends, it's during this revision process that we realize that certain goals will no longer serve us. And that's okay. It's okay to realize that and then to replace these goals with new ones that will better align with our current values and our current aspirations. And letting go of outdated goals is going to create that fresh space for new ideas and new opportunities. Now, Maya Angelou once said, if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, then change your attitude. Now let's go back to our exercise example from earlier. And let's say that your routine included running as your main source of cardio. But when your knee gives out, you have no choice but to replace the running goals with something else. Those goals will no longer serve you. Those goals are no longer relevant. So what are you going to do? Well, in this case, maybe you could shift it to a cycling goal where you're getting out on a bicycle, and that would still allow you to accomplish your end goal with maybe just a minor tweak. All right, friends, finally now we are coming to that last R. This R is remove. And this step involves letting go of goals that no longer resonate with us or no longer align with our long-term vision. It's just a little decluttering. Now, removing these goals can be liberating, can be freeing, and allow us to focus our energy and our resources on what truly matters. And sometimes it's important to recognize that less is more. Less is more. Now, some of you go-getters out there, you like to stack goal on top of goal on top of goal. And sometimes that's not the best way to do it. As a matter of fact, in my coaching, I typically recommend that you have no more than 8 goals at any given time. So think about it as 2 goals per quarter. No more than 8. And if that's too many, cut it down. And then add them if you need to. But friends, less is more. And this is the whole premise of the Do More podcast's namesake. Putting more on your plate doesn't equate to accomplishing more. So use the time and energy that God has given you wisely. Do more by allocating your time and energy only to the tasks that truly move the needle. Let me say that again. Do more by allocating your time and energy only to the tasks that truly move the needle. Friends, embrace the power of decluttering your goal list and focus on what brings you joy, fulfillment, and genuine growth. Now remember, when you're updating your goals, that is not a sign of failure. It's a sign of self-awareness and growth and adaptability. It's a good thing. So embrace the 6R framework that we just went over. Review, rejoice, recommit, revise, replace, and remove as your guide. Use this as your guide through the goal update process. Now, before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a powerful thought. Here it is. Your goals are a reflection of who you are and who you want to become. Embrace the journey of growth and allow yourself the flexibility to adjust your goals as needed. Remember, friends, it's all about the progress, not perfection. And so that brings us to the end of today's episode of the Do More podcast. I hope you found value in exploring the concept of updating our goals using that 6R framework. Remember to review, rejoice, recommit, revise, replace, and remove to ensure that your goals stay aligned with your ever-evolving self. Now, if you enjoyed this episode, friends, be sure to subscribe to the podcast on whatever platform you listen to podcasts. And if you would go one step further and leave me a review, that helps me get out in front of even more individuals who might need to hear this type of content. And your feedback is super important to me. It helps steer the direction of this podcast. And I am committed fully to listening because I want to help maximize your productivity and help you achieve your goals and help you grow in those areas that we talked about. Now, friends, join me next time as we delve into more strategies and insights to help you do more and live your absolute best life. But until then, stay focused, stay motivated, and keep striving for greatness. And as always, don't forget to make today a great day.